Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm your host Metal Horror Gamer, and today we finally have a chance to look at a real solid Venom trailer. And there is something I really have to point out about this trailer. But before we get to that, I need to mention that there was a rumor going around saying that the entire film would consist of just seeing glimpses of the symbiote in action here and there would be only about 5 minutes or less of Venom. Which is very concerning, because if that's the case, then that sucks. But since the trailer has released, everyone is saying this trailer basically puts those rumors to sleep. I have to ask you, what trailer did you watch? This trailer all but confirms that the rumors are true, or at the very least still leading me to believe it rather than not. I know most people got, super excited for that ending, and people tend to stay focused on that and forget the rest of the trailer. I'll tell you right now, watch it again. We see a lot of Eddie Brock doing his job, interacting with other people, running away from guys in suits, and talking to himself and spazzing out. We can also tell that a good chunk of the film is going to focus on these other characters as well, thus eating up a good chunk of the screen time. Only the last scene of the trailer showed Venom, 5 seconds worth. So for me, this is very worrisome. If the film had a lot of screen time with Venom, they would be showing that off. But you can say this is only the first trailer. But if the second or third or even fourth trailer only end up showing maybe 2 or 3 more scenes of Venom, then yes, it's high time to worry. That means the rumors are going to be true. 5 minutes or less of Venom in a Venom film. It's inexcusable. I'm worried that this is essentially going to be the live action Eddie Brock film rather than a Venom film. For comparison, watch the first trailer of Spider-Man Homecoming. In that trailer, there are at least 10 plus scenes showing Spider-Man off. They could do that for those trailers because they knew they had more than enough footage of Spider-Man that they wouldn't be giving away the whole film away in the trailer. The Venom trailer, on the other hand, did the exact opposite. We saw 5 seconds of Venom, and why is this? Could it be because maybe there is not enough footage of Venom to share around without showing everything that the film has to offer in the trailer? Seriously, when it comes to trailers, you can't take it at face value. You have to focus on what is not being shown rather than what is. 5 seconds of Venom is just very worrisome. It is, no matter how cool that one shot looked. But enough about that for now. I want to get into the actual trailer. I want to first start off by saying I think Tom Hardy is a good choice for Eddie Brock. Or at the very least is a much better choice than Eric Foreman in Spider-Man 3. I'm still convinced Sam Raimi got Venom and Carnage confused. His portrayal of Venom looked more like a Black Carnage. He was slim and he shot the same color webbing as his symbiote. Carnage does that. Venom has white webbing that comes from the back of his hand, so yeah, that really bugged me. But anyway, let's move on. Eddie Brock seems to be a bit too nice in this film. Eddie Brock is an asshole, to be blunt, not a babyface. He should seem a bit more tough than he is. He almost seems like a pushover. But do you know what else is bothering me? He doesn't actually seem to be big enough to portray Eddie Brock. Look, I like Tom Hardy as the choice for Eddie because if you watch that film, Warrior, you see he can be a big, built, mean, cold guy. That is pure Eddie Brock right there. But in the actual Venom film, he looks so much slimmer and he seems just too freaking nice. I don't know, it just feels really off-putting. Okay, we don't know much about the other characters or who the villain actually is, but we do know that his girlfriend Anne, played by Michelle Williams, does become She-Venom in the comics. Will that happen here? Or lead to it? I don't know as of now, but the possibilities are there. So, for most of the trailer, we see the symbiote protecting and defending Eddie. Which is okay, but I have one major problem with this film. Well, other than there might only be 5 minutes or less of Venom. Spider-Man is not in the film. This is a huge problem. that is not going away. And I'll tell you why. First off, if you don't have the symbiote joining together with Spider-Man, how is Venom going to have any of the powers he is known for? Like the webbing, for instance. That's a trait he gets from Spider-Man. Sure, Venom can actually produce his own webbing and doesn't rely on cartridges, but he only started using that because Spider-Man needed webbing. So the symbiote produced it so Peter would continue wearing the symbiote and thus keeping him happy. Sure, the Venom symbiote has its own powers, like shape-shifting, invisibility, and it's telepathic. But if this Venom starts to shoot webs, that's going to be an issue. But there is another issue not being brought up, or at least I haven't seen it mentioned anywhere. In this film, is Venom going to have his trademark spider logo? Because if he does, then it begs the question, why does he have it? He only has that because of Spider-Man. Okay, let's just say in the film, Venom is not going to have his logo. Then how plain is Venom going to look on film without that logo on his chest and back? It's iconic and part of his outfit. If you remove it, he looks stupid. He just ends up being a huge black mass with a scary face, with a long tongue. It won't look right. And let's say if you do add in Spider-Man down the road, will Venom still not trigger Spider-Man's Spidey sense? Venom can block that because he was once part of Peter. So if Spider-Man ever does enter the picture, and this already happens, then it makes no sense. But then again, the Spider-Man in Homecoming didn't even have Spidey sense, which was stupid as fuck, but whatever. Another thing that sucks about no Spider-Man in this one is that once the symbiote leaves Peter and goes to Eddie Brock, Eddie basically learns how to use the symbiote pretty quickly, and it becomes extremely dangerous because the symbiote knows everything about Peter. In this trailer, we see Eddie not really even using the symbiote, but rather the symbiote doing everything for him. They don't seem to be a cohesive unit, but rather, I'll stay on you and help you out and make sure you don't die, but you will not control me in the slightest. That's what it seems like. And you know, Eddie loved the suit when he first got it. He took advantage of it. And this one, it seems like he's questioning it. It seems like he doesn't want it here. Everyone just seems to be praising the trailer without looking deeper and questioning it. I'm not on the hype train. I want Venom to be good, but right now I'm not feeding it. I will watch it, but I'm still extremely worried. Oh, and on Twitter, someone told me that Tom Hardy went on record saying those rumors were untrue, but it's hard to take that info and believe it. For starters, he's in the film. It's his film. Of course, he doesn't want us to know that there will be very little Venom, because he wants you to go see it so he can make bank. It's in his best interest to say those rumors are false. He's not going to admit that. So we can't take anything he's saying right now seriously. Also, the trailer seems to side with the rumors. It just does. If you watch it and really look at it, it follows what the rumors were saying. It's there in black and white. Is anyone actually expecting to see an hour of Venom, or at the very least 30 minutes? I'm telling you, it's going to be more like 5 minutes at the least, or 10 minutes at the most, which is depressing. So yeah, there are more questions I would like to ask about the film, but as of right now, they seem to be escaping me. So I'll guess we'll just end it here. All in all, the trailer is disappointing. We see more Eddie Brock interacting with other characters rather than seeing him as Venom kicking ass. So yeah, this trailer did not put the rumor to sleep, but rather enforced it. I'm not quite sure how people missed it, but I think everyone was just too focused on that last shot. And oh yeah, before we go, I will say I liked how that last shot looked, and the voice is pretty good as well. But one 5-second clip isn't enough to satisfy. I'm predicting this movie is not going to deliver the goods. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but that's how I see it. Anyways, I would love to know what you all think out there about this trailer and about the film. Do you think the rumors are still valid, or are you just excited by the trailer? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.
We are Venom.